Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. We're here playing FortressCraft Evolved, my Let's Play series, and we're in Season 1, Episode 6. Now, last time I left it with the promise that I was going to go away and build a smelter array and get all that set up and then show you what I'd done next episode. I did that and I came back and I started recording and explained that I'd built this smelter array, but it was annoying me. I'd built what amounted to conveyor spaghetti, very much like a new player in Factorio really, but my OCD was kicking in. I really didn't like it, and I've been thinking about it all day, and came up with what I hope will be a neater solution of stacking it vertically, essentially building 5 smelters at a time and stacking both the inputs and outputs and the smelters themselves vertically, one above the other, so that they all just, well, you end up with vertical storage blocks of 5 hoppers, containing there'll be one for bars, one for plates, one for wires, one for coils, and one for PCBs, printed circuit boards. So I came down, showed what I'd done, and then said, right, so I've done the redesign in my head. I'm going to tear this apart and then rebuild it, which I did. Paused the video, the recording, to go and make some more bits and pieces at the manufacturing station, and realised that in fact I've been streaming instead of recording. Oops. So you don't get to see my original mess that I'd made, but I will show what I'm doing with the new plan that I've got. So I'll just explain what I've done here with the coal. I've got 2 ore extractors on 2 separate patches of coal here, 1 generator which is connected with batteries to the ore extractors to feed them power. Each of the ore extractors also feeds into an array of 5 storage hoppers, so that the generator can pull coal out of the storage hoppers as and when it needs to generate power, and any excess coal is fed onto a conveyor belt, which then comes down there, down here, and will eventually extend through to feed into these. Apologies for the abrupt edit there, but I'm having all sorts of problems here. My commentary has vanished from the captured video. This is how I rebuilt the array, because the smelters weren't actually working as intended. So you've got 5 smelters in a stack on top of one another, in front of which are 5 hoppers all set to add only, and behind them are 5 hoppers set to remove only, so hoppers don't pop the bars back into those. Either side is a stack or 2 stacks of 5 batteries, so you've got 10 batteries either side, and behind the batteries are stacks of generators. And on the outside of the generators are mini hoppers to hold the coal, to fuel them. What happens then is, from the exit, they're all identical. You've got conveyor leading to a turntable. Down the left hand side of the turntable there will be a conveyor followed by and an extruder, a coiler, and a PCB unit, each of which have mini hoppers between them for storage and being able to have a stock of coils and wire. And on the right hand side you've got a few conveyors leading to another turntable. That side goes to hoppers for bars, and this side goes to stampers, which then drop plate into another stack of hoppers. So there you have it, full stack hoppers for plates and bars and PCBs. And when the PCBs are full, there are mini hoppers for coils and wire as well. The coal is split by a turntable and just feeds into the bottom mini hopper on each side, and will then be taken up and used in whichever generators need to be online. And I have actually had this running now, and it does appear to be working as intended. The batteries I'm going to be able to use, I think I've got more power than I'm going to need, so I should be able to run power feeds off the sides of the batteries if I need to later on, to remote mining sites or possibly other smelters or other items which need power. So that's the working version, and it's much harder to talk when I'm watching it back and trying to remember what I was doing at the time or what I was talking about. But as you can see, the coilers and everything are working there. So now that that's working, what I need to do is set up the lithium. Now this is an issue, of course, because the lithium's down at roughly -150, and that's the reason I needed to set all this up was because I needed the guns, the turrets. As you can see, I've made 2 turrets in my inventory there, to protect the conveyor belts from the parasites. So I've got 2 turrets. I need a couple of, in fact at least 3 Mark 1 laser emitters, and I need to take the power down from the top here, from the CPH, and then feed the conveyor belt back up. Power's going to be going down here. So I need to decide whether I'm going to connect to the CPH via batteries or via a couple of laser emitters. And I think, given the distance away, it's probably going to be as easy to do it with batteries. So yeah, we'll make a few batteries.
Crafting.
Pop some on the side here. And then stick a laser on the end. get that, rotate that to point that at the column there. Pop another laser on there and make sure that's pointing downwards. I just want to backfill that with the organic detritus that I've got in my inventory. Okay, so we start digging down now. And what I need to watch for is the Mark 1 laser emitter has a range of 64 meters. So I've got to watch for when the laser actually runs out. You'll see the bottom of the beam. And at that point, put in a relay laser to extend it further. So there we go, we're down at negative 61. And the lasers run out. Yep, that looks about the right place. So I'll pop the relay in there, point that down, and carry on digging down. So that should take me down to approximately negative 125. And I need to watch my power bar as well because I'd left my torch on headlight. Nearly there. That's the copper deposit just above it, and there we go. Now unfortunately that's not actually getting any power. Oh yes it is. Yep, it's going up now. At the time I didn't think it was getting any power, so I put a battery on there and then realised that no, the battery, the ore extractor was full of power. It just wasn't working because the storage was full. But I moved this laser emitter one further up. Fortunately I had a couple of meters of leeway. Just measuring it out in my head and trying to make sure that I get it all correct. And of course thinking about where the conveyor's going to come up as well, which side it's going to come up on. Unfortunately, with FortressCraft Evolved, it's very easy to get things wrong, and not always easy to figure out exactly where the problem lies. In this case, it was just me not noticing something. As I say, at this point, I noticed that yes, the power is full on the ore extractor. And as soon as I actually removed the ore from the hopper, lo and behold, the ore extractor started working. So now I'm looking at where I'm going to lay down the conveyor. And hopefully this side of the laser beam will be clear all the way up. But as you'll see shortly, I also need to consider where the turrets need to go and set those up. Because the Mark 1 turret has a range of 16 meters, I think. 16 meter radius. The Mark II extends that to 20 meters. But that means that a given Mark 1 turret will have a 32 meter diameter bubble that it can shoot in. And so I've got roughly 50 meters of vertical shaft that need to be covered. So 2 turrets can do that if they're placed correctly. So let's put some conveyor in place. There we go. And then go and figure out where to put the turret. Bring the conveyor with me. And we're at negative 113, I think. So that's 10, 12 meters thereabouts above the lithium deposit. So I could actually go up another couple of meters, but I think we'll try putting the turret in somewhere around here. As I say, I do need to also clear out a bigger area in the shaft so that the turret has a clear field of fire. I don't know whether or not the turrets can shoot through blocks in the way, but I'm not willing to risk it to find out. So here we are back at the bottom again. And lo and behold, we've already got a couple of parasites on the conveyor belt. So once I get this first turret set up, we'll be able to confirm whether or not it can shoot. In fact, we've got 3 parasites there. Yeah, whether or not it can shoot and destroy the parasites. I could kill them with my own rifle, but that kind of defeats the object. I need to get the turret set up and make sure that that will destroy them. So there's a battery in place. Underneath the battery we need to put another laser transmitter, because the battery of course interrupts the laser beam and stops the power from getting down to the ore extractor. And then we pop a sentry turret on one side of the battery. And that takes its charge from the battery, and as you can see immediately spots the parasites and starts shooting them. Now, it turns out I put that laser retransmitter a couple of blocks too low, because it does need to be adjacent to the battery in order to be able to pass the power down. There we go. That will now maintain a steady flow of power to the ore extractor. And now we just need a second turret to cover up as high as negative 75 meters. There we go, another parasite has spawned, and the turret immediately picks it up and starts shooting it. So now it's just a case of extending the conveyor belt up, adding in the second turret along with its associated battery and laser transmitter. And we should be all set to feed lithium into the smelters. And we want the other turret around here so that they do cover all parts of the conveyor belt. So same as before, we'll pop a battery in first, a laser transmitter underneath that, pointing downwards. And then another turret off the side of the battery, which will shoot anything infesting the conveyor belt. Just a case now of clearing out the rock to get us back up to the same level as the smelter block. Which is there. And there we have it. Now all I've got to do is lay the conveyor in to feed it into the smelters themselves. There's a way around there somewhere. Now the lithium wants to be coming in as the fourth input up, so I need to actually bring it a little bit higher and then turn it and bring it over to this end. Yeah, that wasn't the right key. We need it 4 blocks higher than that. Yep, I think that's the level. That's 3 up and then turn when you get to the 4th level. Copy that into a complete row of conveyors. and then turn left there, and that should match up with the input conveyor here. There we go. Excellent. Once the lithium starts coming out of here, there we go. That'll feed through into the smelters, and we have a fully working system for the first 4 ores. As you can see, it's been working while we were doing that. We've already got copper, tin and iron plates, bars and PCBs. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Next episode we'll be looking at researching and building a laboratory. If you like what you see, please press that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.